Only 1% of humans can use both hands equally well, and their brains are physically different from yours. True ambidexterity is incredibly rare. Most people who think they're ambidextrous are actually mixed-handed. They use different hands for different tasks, but have a preferred hand overall. True ambidextrous people can write, throw, eat, and use tools with either hand at the same level of skill. They're often unable to tell you which is their dominant hand because they don't have one. And nobody can fucking explain why ambidexterity is so rare, so genetically resistant to inheritance, and so consistently associated with neurological weirdness. Brain scans of ambidextrous people show something unusual. They lack a clearly dominant hemisphere. Both sides of their brain fire simultaneously when they perform tasks. Where most people have a lead side that activates first and a support side that follows, ambidextrous people have two equally active hemispheres at all times. This sounds like a superpower. It's not. A study from the University of Liège in 2013 found that ambidextrous people are 3 times more likely to experience synesthesia, a neurological condition where senses cross over. They taste colours, they hear shapes, they feel sounds on the skin. The world arrives in their brains as a chaotic, multi-sensory flood that most of us would find unbearable. But it goes further. Ambidextrous people are statistically more likely to be diagnosed with schizophrenia, dissociative disorders, and bipolar disorder. They're also overrepresented among gifted artists, musicians, and inventors. Leonardo da Vinci was ambidextrous. He wrote some of his notebooks in mirror script using his left hand. Some researchers believe Tesla was ambidextrous. Einstein's brain, after his death, showed unusual symmetry between the two hemispheres, a hallmark of ambidextrous brain structure. The line between genius and madness. The ambidextrous live on it. Across cultures, ambidextrous people were considered touched. The ancient Egyptians believed ambidextrous children were twin souls, two spirits sharing one body. The Navajo had a similar concept. Ambidextrous people were said to be able to walk in 2 worlds at once. The ancient Druids reportedly trained their highest ranking initiates to become ambidextrous through years of practice, believing it would open them to the other world. The 2017 study at the University of Oslo found that ambidextrous subjects had brainwave patterns during sleep that didn't match any of the standard sleep stages. They entered a 5th state that researchers couldn't classify. During this state, the brain showed activity patterns similar to those in advanced meditators, but the subjects were asleep, not meditating. The brains were doing something unmeasurable, something the researchers had to invent new terminology for. They called it open state because something about it felt receptive. Receptive to what? They couldn't say. In 1957, a Scottish neurologist named Dr. Robert Cameron was treating an ambidextrous patient who had begun experiencing what he called double awareness. The patient claimed to be conscious of 2 streams of thought simultaneously. He could hold 2 conversations at once in his head. He could solve 2 math problems at the same time, one with each side of his brain. But the streams started diverging. Over months, the 2 streams developed different opinions, different memories, different desires. The patient reported that one stream wanted to eat eggs for breakfast while the other stream wanted toast. One stream loved his wife. The other was indifferent to her. One stream feared death. The other did not. Eventually, the 2 streams started arguing. Cameron put the patient under hypnosis and tried to communicate with each stream separately. The first stream identified itself with the patient's name. The second stream refused to give a name. Cameron pressed it. Eventually, the second stream said, "I am older than him. I've been waiting since he was a child. He is finally letting me speak." The patient began having episodes of what looked like possession. It switched between the 2 streams mid-sentence, mid-thought. Witnesses said his face would shift, his voice would change, his handwriting would change. Cameron documented the case in his journals. He noted that during one session, when the second stream was in control, the patient wrote a single phrase over and over on a notepad. The phrase was in a language he didn't know. Cameron had it translated. It said, "There are more of us than there are of you. We are coming through the open ones." Ambidextrity is a glitch in the human avatar. This is real, documented in suppressed quantum consciousness studies. Ambidextrous brains are constantly open to receiving chaotic, interdimensional frequencies because their hemispheres aren't filtering properly. Most humans have one dominant hemisphere precisely so the other can partially shut off the outside signal. The brain is supposed to be tuned to one frequency. Ambidextrous brains are tuned to 2, and sometimes more. This is why ambidextrous people exhibit erratic behavior, mood swings, sudden personality changes, bursts of brilliance followed by periods of incoherence. They're not mentally unstable. They're receiving conflicted transmissions from multiple realities at once, Their bodies are crowded. Some ambidextrous people are spiritual prodigies. They can channel, they can predict, they can sense things others can't, but most are simply overwhelmed. The signals never stop. The voices in their heads aren't always their own. The dreams they have aren't always theirs to have. This is why so many ambidextrous people self-medicate with drugs and alcohol. They're trying to mute the broadcast. They're trying to be one person in a body that's hosting many. If you're ambidextrous, the things you've heard in your own head, the voices that argued with you, the thoughts that didn't feel like yours, they weren't your imagination. They were tenants, and some of them are still there.